My Libra friends, welcome back to the show. So happy to have you here. So today we are talking about all of these wonderful transits we have happening in the month of August to get you prepared for what's to come. Now, keep in mind, this is a collective horoscope. I always advise you to print your natal chart, have it with you as we do these readings so that you can see if you have any of your natal planets that are impacted by any of the things I'm going to go through today, because that will certainly impact your reading for you. Feel free to drop your questions in the comments and I will do my best to help you out. I do have a video on how to find your sun, moon, and rising. So if you're watching today, this video is for Libra's sun, moon, and rising. So if you are a Libra sun, that means you were born around sometime in October. And if you are a Libra rising, that means Libra is your ascendant, and your natal chart will look very similar to the chart that I'm going to show you today, with the houses coinciding. And your moon sign has to do with your inner thoughts, your inner feelings, and you may connect with some of what I'm saying today, but it will be in more of an internal way. So again, so glad you're here. I'm so grateful for all of my new subscribers. I am your astrology coach, and I love to coach you through things that are happening in your life to help you prepare and use this energy to make the most of it. All right. If you like this content, feel free to share it with a Libra that you know and love. Please share and subscribe if you haven't already. So showing up on your screen are the important dates that we will be talking about happening in August. And we do have two eclipses. So on the 6th, we have Venus entering Libra, which is very beneficial for you. And on the 9th, Mercury enters Leo. On August 11th, Mars enters Cancer. And on August 12th, we have a new moon in Leo coinciding with a solar eclipse. On August 15th, we have Mercury conjunct Jupiter. And on the 19th, we have the nodes entering new signs of Leo and Aquarius. And I will have a full-length video on that for each sign as well, if you want to learn more about that. On the 23rd, we have the sun entering Virgo. On the 25th, Mercury enters Virgo. And then the 27th, we are ending August in a big bang, and that is with the Mercury Cazimi, as well as a lunar eclipse and a full moon in Pisces. So Libras, we got a jam-packed August for you. Let's talk a little bit about Libras. Libras are an air sign ruled by Venus, of course. And most Libras I know, including myself, I am a Libra sun. We love beautiful things. We like balance and we like peace. We are also very accommodating to others, and sometimes we have difficulty making decisions. And Libras typically like to be in a relationship with someone than independent. Libras are also pretty good at flirting, right? So right now we currently have Pluto in the 5th house. So I'm going to ask my fellow Librans. 5th house is all about your hobbies, how you like to spend your time. So anyone else out there changing what you spend your time doing? Are you finding a shift in your life at that point? Let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you. And on the 7th, we have our first transit. So let me share my wheel with you. All right, so on around August 7th, we have a Venus entering Libra in your 1st house. So this is going to really beautify you up. You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to say, wow, that's me. I am looking good today. All right. Also, you might be spending more time and money on yourself. Are you maybe feeling flirty and romantic? Just a good transit for all of that beauty, appreciating the beauty around you, maybe buying some new clothes, dressing up. You know, the other day I went to Walmart and everyone thought I was going to work. And I'm like, no, I'm just making myself look classy to go to Walmart. That is what this transit embodies for you. All right. And on the 9th, let's move our time clock to the 9th. We have Mercury entering Leo in the 11th house. there's a lot of action happening in the 11th house, and that is all about social groups, long-term goals, networking. So with Mercury here, you will find yourself being clever, possibly shining bright amidst your social groups. You may even become a little bit of a social butterfly. So a good time to get in touch with people you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe people will be reaching out, old friends. And this is interesting because I am having lunch with friends that I usually only see every other month. So again, that's the astrology of this. It helps us know what's to come. And you know what? I planned this even before I started looking at this chart. This is also a good transit for technology. And then on the 11th, we have our next transit, and that is Mars entering the sign of Cancer. Mars is good for bringing energy, right? When you think of Mars, it's a warrior, a leader, very energetic. And our 10th house is the career and reputation. So you can expect to see more energy in that area, possibly a career challenge. So Mars is all about taking on a challenge and going for it. So if you're feeling like a challenge in the workplace, go ahead and take it on. This is a really good time for you. Now, one other piece I did notice is there is an opposition here to Venus in the first house, to Neptune in the 7th house of Aries. So I wanted to dig a little deeper into that. And this question begs to ask, are you seeing your relationship through rose-colored glasses, right? Venus is all about love. Neptune makes things foggy and dreamy, that we don't always see things for what they are. So just make sure you're not idealizing a partner. Neptune can blur boundaries and also enhance your attractiveness and charm to others. So good time for you to be getting out there and picking people up, because like I said, Libras, you are looking good right now. It's a great time to meet someone new if you are single. You could also have a fated relationship here, which will be quite interesting, but be cautious of lending money to other people, and always think before you make any big purchases, because Venus is going to most likely want you to spend your money, and Neptune's going to make it seem really good to spend your money right now. So just trying to ground yourself during this time. On the 12th, we have a new moon in Leo and a solar eclipse. This is also happening in the 11th house, and this is at 20 degrees. Let me move my... Hold on one second. All right, so this solar eclipse new moon happens in the 11th house at 20 degrees. I like to look up the Sabian symbol, and that is a book created by Diana E. Roach. And what she did was she channeled a symbol for every sign and degree in the zodiac system. And it gives me a little bit more of information, and I like to look up those symbols for significant things like eclipses. And if you're wondering, I am a tropical astrologer. I use whole signs, and I do use the mean nodes, as you can see that on my chart here. Whole signs are just the way to go. All of my videos, I do use whole sign houses. So the Sabian symbol for this solar eclipse is Azunai sun worshiper, which signifies fidelity, loyalty, self-confidence, and certainty. So when we tie that into social groups, that's a good thing, right? You want to be surrounded by people who are loyal to you. Now, eclipse energy tends to unfold over the next 6 to 12 months. And this is a very social and future-oriented eclipse, which can bring beginnings, endings, and significant shifts in the area of your social groups, your networks, and your long-term goals. So this eclipse will also help you to be more confident, creative, and visible in your community. People will take notice of you, and especially with that Venus in the first house, you got it going on, Libras. So a new social chapter new opportunities through people that you may meet. You also might find yourself changing your long-term goals. And Leo really wants you to shine here. So even leadership opportunities are possible. You could also find that you are expanding your audience with Jupiter here as well. Jupiter brings abundance and will help increase your visibility. You also may be more selective with who you spend your time with. It can also impact your income from career gains. So you could see new income streams coming in through building larger audiences, right? If you're selling things, if you've got something on Etsy, you're an influencer, you're doing YouTube videos, this is a very positive transit and a very positive new moon for you. Remember, we are planting the seeds. So this will unfold. You're not going to see sudden shifts overnight, but this is a great time for manifesting anything that you want to see in your 11th house with long-term goals, networks, your social groups. Okay, so Jupiter can bring in helpful people. And then we also have Uranus in the picture as well. There's a little sextile there to Uranus. So that can introduce surprising new connections. And then we have Pluto present, which can also help transform your social world. Pretty cool things, right? So when your community changes, your future changes. And hopefully you will see that evolve. Our next transit is on the 15th. And on the 15th, we have Mercury conjunct Jupiter at 10 degrees Leo. Check your natal chart and see if you have anything at 10 degrees Leo. Let me know in the comments. This will also help expand your social circle and your outreach. It will almost be like a fresh start. And like I said, Leo wants you to be center stage. Mercury is going to amplify your wisdom. Jupiter is going to bring knowledge and just a lot of luck in that area. So there's a lot of good action in that Leo house happening in August. And it doesn't stop there. We have on the 19th, the nodes are making a shift. And this is also a very significant move. And this lasts about 18 months. So we have the South Node entering your 11th house, and the North Node is entering your 5th house. So you will see a shift in your direction over the next 18 months. So the South Node in your 11th house is going to examine those friendship circles, those long-term goals that we talked about. And maybe it's time to release some things in that house. The South Node wants you to release. So maybe it's that validation from others. Are you always seeking validation for things? You might see some friends fade out. Or you might lose interest in some of the obligations that you have. So think about what truly matters to you. So you're going to release in the 11th and you're going to grow in the 5th house. So that's your North Node in Aquarius. And that has to do with creativity, your house of joy, play, and romance. So this is your house that you will grow. So you may explore unique interests. It's a good time to express yourself and share ideas without worrying about the opinions of others. How many Libras out there do that? Are you always worried about what other people will think? Time to release that. Focus on what excites you and find balance. So instead of seeking external recognition, I want you to find internal fulfillment. What makes you happy? Don't worry about following the path that everyone else has for you. Now, romance can also be significant during this period. Whether you're dating someone or if you're in a relationship, this might be a time to renew your romance, renew your vows, try something new in your relationship, spice it up. Reconnect with fun and playfulness. So if you're You've been married 25 years. Go back and do something that you did when you were dating. Go back and visit someplace that you met on your first date, or go someplace, do something that you enjoyed when you were dating, and just have fun with it. You could also be starting a new creative project. So, Libra risings, this is a really refreshing cycle. And when you stop chasing recognition, you will find you will become more noticeable to others. Now, on the 23rd is our next transit. Let me move that wheel. And we have Sun entering Virgo. And this is the final chapter of the solar year for Libras. And this is happening in the 12th house, which has to do with endings, rest, healing, spirituality. The sun represents vitality, and your attention turns inward. So slow down. This is an excellent time for healing, for research, for planning projects, or developing ideas. Virgo here is great for organizing. You can improve routines. Please pay attention to your physical and emotional health during this time. Listen to your body. You can see heightened intuition in your dreams and meditation. You may just find yourself needing more solitude. You may need more personal space. I love meditating. I don't know if you've tried it. I created a workbook on meditation because when I started a meditation practice, I didn't have a lot of help out there, and I thought it needed to look a certain way. And once I started, I realized it doesn't need to look a certain way. So I do have that linked on my channel if you're interested. It is on Amazon. On the 25th is our next transit. And that is when Mercury enters Virgo again in the 12th house. You can see wisdom, knowledge. Again, you might want to research psychology or dark subjects. Mercury can bring messages from the beyond, from past loved ones, and you just might see your instincts heightened. I'm kind of excited for this. I feel like it's going to open a door to things that we've not been able to see, things that we've wanted to access and can't. So if you are interested in that, this is a great time for opening that door. And then we are ending August with a Mercury Cazimi at 4 degrees Virgo, also in our 12th house. So this strengthens Mercury right here. Like, this gives Mercury superpowers. And we're going to just have moments of insight and clarity. Now, there's a square here from Uranus, which can bring disruption or breakthroughs, but a light is being switched on for you. You should be having vivid, symbolic dreams. Pay attention to that. Get a dream journal. Something's going to come to light that's been hidden. And with Uranus there, it might be shocking. Let's see. Uranus is in Gemini. So I don't know. It could be around philosophy or travel. It's in the 9th house right now. And when I think of the 9th house, it's religion, it's goals, it's direction, it's the law, legal matters. So it could be any of those things that you might have some kind of breakthrough. Something that's been hidden is just going to come to light. So Uranus here can bring mental overstimulation. You may even have difficulty sleeping, possible changes in travel or education plans. So just let that realization settle a few days before you do anything drastic. And then on the 28th is our lunar eclipse and our full moon in Pisces happening in the 6th house of work, health, and pets. So this is another quite large, powerful turning point Libras. And I know I'm saying everything is powerful. There's so much strong energy in the month of August. And that's why I want this video out. I want to give access to everyone just so you're prepared and you're aware. There's great energy here that you can take advantage of. And I don't want you to be shocked by it, right? If you expect the unexpected, then you're going to be okay. And I think we're going to see a turning point here to work, health, or responsibilities. And a full moon really is a culmination, a release. So you're going to let something go in that sixth house of daily routines and work. Maybe work's burning you out. You're going to make a shift. So which habits are helping and which are draining you? Okay, I want you to think about that. And are you giving your body enough rest? Have you been ignoring stress? Okay, pay attention to those things. Pisces can blur boundaries. And with your work and daily life, it could bring a change in responsibility, a change to your schedule, or even your work environment. Maybe you need to just let go of tasks. Don't be a micromanager. Start delegating things to other people. Pisces can add compassion, but can also highlight confusion. So listen to your intuition and what needs to change, and just adjust to unfamiliar situations, right? Think about it. If you're in a car and the car stops fast and you tense up, you're going to tighten those muscles and you're going to get more sore, right? But if you are loose, your muscles will be more flexible and you're less likely to get hurt. So I always tell people, if the universe is pushing you, don't push back because it's going to hurt more. The universe is pushing you. Go with it in that direction, because one way or another, the universe is going to get its way. So I hope you liked this content today. Be sure to subscribe so you always get my latest videos. If you have a Libra in your life that you know and love, please feel free to share. It motivates me to make more videos, to see those likes and subscribe. Let me know where you're from in the comments. I love to learn more about my new cosmic family because I love talking to people about astrology. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to catch you next time.